Because here's the thing, like I've been through cycles.
Mm-hmm.
Like this youngster over here, she really hasn't. Although I think she would say she has,
I
but
haven't really been through
come
cycles,
on, like I went through the 70s, I went through
but
the
I don't
crashes,
think.
I went through the. But let me tell you one thing. I will tell you this: the home my parents bought in the 60s was like 1,400 square feet, 1,500 square feet. My dad added on, but here's the point. You start to look at when prices go up, and I know it's all relative, right? But prices went up during that period of time, and what happens? They respond by building smaller homes.
So we have a debate
I
because
know.
Ken thinks they're going to start bringing back more starter homes, where I feel like starter homes are going to be tough because I don't know if the math.
And thankfully, I don't.
To.
I don't do this on feelings. What I do it on is history. So that's the big difference. So here's the thing. Like it factually has happened. If you take a look at these coastal cities, let's pick on LA, San Francisco, Boston, let's say. When prices go up, developers respond by building smaller. We do it in apartments all the time. I mean, that's why if you take a look at New York, right? Like I remember when I used to go there in my 30s with my visit my buddy. Like his apartment was like 300 square feet, right? He was paying a lot of money, and so what happens with high prices, people respond. They buy buildings, they cut them up smaller, or they build buildings smaller, and that's what's happening now. There was a time where we used to do like 1-bedroom units, let's say 1,000 square feet or 950 or whatever. And now we're down in the sixes and even in the fives. Okay, so we're almost cutting the square footage in half. What hasn't changed that much? If the city allows and if the builder can, they're going to start cutting it out. And guess what? I came armed with receipts.
Okay, but hold on. Hold on. You wait, no. You just threw in something that would change everything. Is you said if the city allows smaller homes, if the city allows smaller parcels, then I think it can work for the builders. But if they have to build on the same piece of land.
Of course.
Okay, well, now you're changing the rules.
No, I'm not. I'm actually talking about the home. I'm not talking about the land.
Okay, well,
I'm talking about the home itself. And if you look, we've already adjusted since pre-pandemic by 100 to 300 square foot. The home builders are already doing this. So it's already happening right before your eyes. And in the 70s, it went down 10 to 15%. So it is, if you think about it, if I'm going to build a home, let's say today, that's $300,000. That's the cost. And I can carve out 30, 40, 50 grand of cost and deliver that. That gives me more margin. So what happens is as homeowners can't afford, the market responds by trying to deliver affordability. And one way that they can do that's outside of Trump is the size.
But the cities have to be on board because they have to change zoning.
The city's not going to care if it goes from 2,500 to 2,100. Like that's not a city issue. They're still going to say you need to have now it could be an HOA issue because when I built my house, they said your house has to be at least 3,500 square feet on this particular lot. That was a long time ago, 20 years ago. So there are restrictions on the conformity of a neighborhood. So I'll give you that.
But I do think that the builders are going to want to build until the full lot size. Like we were just at Lennar a couple weeks ago with a client, and I mean it's house to house to house.
But that works if they sell.
Yeah, but if they don't sell, does the math work if it's smaller?
Well, what do you want? You want to deliver affordability, or the developer can't always maximize the lot. I get where you're coming from, but let's go back to the old days where you would have a 1,500 square foot home on a 1 acre lot. I mean, like we live in Coeur d'Alene in the summer, those are everywhere. People are ripping them down. And what are they doing? They're building the big, main, beautiful home, and then they're putting an ADU in the back, and that's what they're doing. They're taking huge lots.